Hello, beautiful people. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Is it just me, or do you feel like time has been going by really quickly? Like, I just feel like the week has been just going by really quickly. So, one thing I'm going to start doing is once a week, I'm going to post a prompt in the group where you can ask me any question about your spiritual journey, about spirituality, about your higher self connection, about, anything in that topic. You can ask me any question there. And then on Fridays, I will pop in and do a live to answer the question. So this question was from Christina, and she asked, how do I discover the details of my past lives and who my specific spirit guides are? So this question is too delicious not to answer. It is absolutely delicious. I love past life work, if I should put it that way. So first of all, to discover what and who your past lives are, easy. You can do a past life regression session, right? And that's something I do. But here's my first question. This is what I would ask anyone who inquires about my past life regression sessions. It's like, why are you seeking that wisdom? Because here's what I found out through my work is that there are people who are seeking their past life wisdom so that they can truly excel, so that they can heal, so that they can bring the wisdom from the past to support them in the present reality, in the present lifetime. And then there are those who just wants to find out that they were, the Queen of Sheba, or they were Isis, or they were this princess. It's almost like this fun thing, right? Like, oh, I heard about past life. I want to know who I was past life. And I realized that the latter, where they just want to find out just for fun, doing a reading that way, that is very limiting, right? Because the past lives, they end up like resistant to even come forward, because they know that you're not seeking them out for the highest and best good, right? You just kind of like wasting their time. So I want you to think of your past lives are also consciousness. They're part of yourself that are living or have lived a different timeline, if that makes sense. So there's still consciousness. They're very aware of you. And I'm going to share my journey with my past life real quick. And so we have to treat them with respect. When they come in, they're teaching us. They are great teachers. When we go to that lifetime and we merge with them to learn, like they show the things that they showed us are very specific to what we need in this lifetime. Even down to the past lifestyle step up, they're only the ones that we need to excel in this present lifetime. So all the other past lives that are there that you don't need this lifetime, they're not going to show up, because you don't need them right now. You don't need that wisdom in this lifetime. The ones that you need to excel, that will actually help you succeed in this lifetime, they're the ones that will step forward to you. It's such a powerful work. And I know at the beginning it was just more like a fun thing, but the more you dive in there, you realize that, oh my God, what a powerful tool to get to know about who you are, where you came from, your journey, your gifts, right? Your gifts. Like last weekend I did a past life regression, and the things that came through for my clients were just mind-boggling, just absolutely mind-boggling. And I love working with people who get it, that the information coming is to help you in this lifetime, and they implement it in their lives, right? So great way to determine or to discover the wisdom of your past life is through a past life regression session. And let's see, what was the other one coming in? There was something else coming in with that one, but we'll leave it there. So the other part that I also wanted to share, and that's kind of like how I experienced my past life. And I think this part, it depends on your journey and how open you are. You can even just set the intention that you're open to receiving the wisdom of your past life. Mine was about how many years? Probably like about 8 years ago, 8 or 9 years ago. It was like 2011 actually. How many years is that? But I remember it was the year 2011 because there's a lot of spiritual opening that happened for me that year. And that entire year, it's like each month I dreamt about a past life, went through her intense lifetime, and like everything that she went through, like all the pain, all the betrayal, the anger, went through all of that, and then integrated her wisdom within me. And so each month there was a new like I'm calling them archetypes because that's what it felt like, right? Each month there was a new past life that stepped forth and showed me their lifetime, and then at the end I integrated the fullness of that past life within me, the wisdom, the gifts, the knowledge, like it all activated within me. It was intense, but it was incredible. I remember there was a past life where I got betrayed by a best friend, and she betrayed me because she wanted my husband. And at the end, it's like they basically called me a witch. It's like I have so many past life with the whole witch trial kind of bullshit thing. And yeah, she wanted my husband. So at the end, I'm standing in the center of the village. Everyone was standing around me, and they were asking her if that was really the case. And I'm looking at her, I'm like, tell them the truth. And she straight out betrayed me. And I was so furious, so angry that literally the world was like upside down. There were like tornadoes popping out, like the buildings were upside down. And at that point, everyone was running. She was running too. And I was so angry. And at the end of the dream, when everything just settled, this is where I stepped into forgiveness. I told her, I was like, I forgive you. I forgive you. What you did was, I should not forgive you for that, but I forgive you. But the power, like I woke up vibrating. I woke up like shaking from that, how intense that whole experience was. It was like real. It was like each experience was like I was right there experiencing right then. And I would wake up with that same intensity. Oh, it was so powerful. A whole year of this, right? So depending on what your journey is or how far your awakening is, how I should say your awareness, your consciousness is, you can just set the intention for your past lives that are here to support you in this present lifetime to step forth through your dream time to teach you. You can do that if you're open, if you're someone who can really tap into your dream time and you have control with your dream time. Like I've always been able to do that. So it was no surprise that it came in through that, right? And even now, like it's so easy for me, like as I'm talking, I can tap into a past life like that. Because again, I'm open. Like I've done this so much that I can, that consciousness, that timeline or that channel is very accessible to me. And it all takes practice and a willingness to be open to receiving that wisdom, right? So there's that too. You can always do a past life regression. And let's go back to the first one. So past life regression, and also setting the intention for your past life selves to show up through your dreams to share their wisdom with you. The first part, choosing who to work with is very important. You got to be picky about this because, again, it's kind of like doing Akashic record stuff. You're giving that person permission to enter a very sacred part of you and to translate a message or to receive or channel a message that is meant for you. You got to make sure that you are a vibrational match with that person. You need to make sure that it feels good. Like that's always the key. Like when you look at that person, when you hear that person, is it a clear yes? Like, yes, they can totally take me there, right? You can totally, like a lot of my clients say, I saw you and I knew it. I just absolutely knew it. There was no question. I knew it. And usually by the time they contact me, I've already had an awareness of who's coming in and why they're coming in, and your past lives will already start showing up for me. So there's already that alignment there, right? And again, it will feel good. You would know that you're meant to work with that person. And you can apply this wisdom with anything, right? With anything, whether you're doing readings, whether you're doing healings. It's so important for you to tune in to make sure that you are getting a whole body yes. This is what I believe, that we're all here, like with the work that we do, we have a contract with certain people who are here on this planet and know that they're here to work with us, right? And how they find us is whether we are open or not, whether we have accepted our gifts or not, whether we have accepted to step into our service or not, whether we have turned on the light in our lighthouse and saying, hey, I'm ready, come, right? But we have contract with people who are meant to work with us. And when we are open, when we're ready, that they will show up. And it goes the other way, right? It's like when the teacher is ready, the student will show up. When the student is ready, the teacher will show up. It goes both ways. It's such a beautiful dance. So be picky with who you work with. Be picky. In my line of past life, it's so interesting because when I first started, I thought, a past life regression is just past life. And then the more I did these regressions, you never know where it's going to take you, because again, it has nothing to do with me as the conduit or the guide, right? And everything to do with my client. And so whatever their soul is ready to receive is where they're taken. I've had clients go into future lifetimes instead. I've had clients go into before they came to this planet, like before they even came down as a human. I've had clients go into like timelines that are literally running like next to this present timeline. Like it just, because that's what they needed. They needed that wisdom from those areas. They needed to understand it, to heal, and I've had, oh man, there was one client I remember, that was like the first experience where I was like, oh, that's different. We were doing a past life, and it was like a whole 3 sections, right? So the first one, we entered somewhere, and it was like in a desert. There was just a hut sitting there, and she entered the hut, and she was asked to lay down. The man that was there had nothing, like it was not her, but she felt good, like she felt comfortable. She felt like this familiar energy, and the guy it was like a shaman that did a healing on her. And right after the healing, a portal opened up that took her into a past life where she got the experience that she needed. And then just when we thought we're done, no, another portal opened up, and the shaman kind of walked with us like the entire time. And a third portal opened up, and this time it took her all the way to before even time, and for her to experience herself there. And it was absolutely mind-blowing. That was like the first time where I was like, oh, there's no such thing as a box. Like I'm calling it a past life regression, but who knows what we're going to get, because it's about what your soul wants to experience. Maybe your soul wants to go into the future and show you something that will actually help you with whatever problem or issue or whatever you need to heal right now, right? Or perhaps you need to go back to before you descended down the cosmic womb and remember the love that you came from, right? Or you need to go to a past life where you were really hurt, or you forgot a gift, or you turned off a gift. And I've had so many of that with my clients where because of the punishment they would have went through, or because of heartbreak they shut down the gift, and in this lifetime the gift keeps popping up, but they feel like they can't have access to it, right? And so they go back into that past life, they go through the forgiveness, they forgive themselves, and then all of a sudden they come into this lifetime and it's switched on and they're ready to go. I mean, it's so potent what we can do with this amazing tool, right? It's just another powerful tool that we humans have access to that I feel like a lot of people take for granted. A lot of people don't truly understand what it means or what it's for, apart from knowing that, oh, I was Isis or I was the Queen of Sheba. It's like, what does that mean? What does that mean? For me, when I connected with one of my past life in Egypt, in the pyramid, and with my beloved, holding space up there at the top of the pyramid and literally sending beams of light to my people, holding space every single day to my people. Like, it wasn't about who I was, and it was everything about what I was doing, how I was of service. And that's what we need to focus on here. Yes, if you were powerful back then, are you that same being right now? Are you living that same entire life right now? Are you Isis right now? Like, the person that you were back there, are you still that right now? Or are you carrying that essence? Are you carrying that service? Are you carrying that, like that spark? Like, there's always something that we take from that past life to bring it here to be our best and highest self and be of greater service to, ourselves and to humanity as a whole. And that's where we need to put our focus. It's absolutely fun. We can go into, like going into who I was and what I was doing. But then if you pay too much attention, then you miss the whole wisdom of what you're supposed to take out of that. I remember one of my teacher, my first teacher, when we did past life regression, one of them, because we did many together. We were doing a soul path journey. So it's like 12 past life regression. It's all about remembering who you are. And, at this point, we've had so many past lives. I've had so many past lives where I was a healer, I was a high priestess, I was a queen. And there was one past life that came in, and again, it was in Egypt. And we were like, oh, here we go. We're going back there. We know who you are. And because of that, we could not find me. I could not find me. I was like, what is going on here? And then boom, there I was. And that was the first past life that I was not, like rich and powerful and leader. I was one of the workers working on the pyramid, and he was so torn down and just like hungry and skinny and just like hard work. He was doing really, really hard work to feed his family. And when I recognized him, I was like, whoa, that's different. That was me. And when we were done with the regression, that's where, like, we found that's where the whole poverty consciousness began. That was the seed of it, right? Feeling limited, feeling like, like he had given up hope, just like, I'm just doing what I can. That's all I can do, kind of thing. And so just that past life, like literally I was guided to where that limited poverty consciousness began, and then I was shown how to heal that, like, and also take the wisdom of how strong and how strong my spirit is, right? It was so powerful. It was absolutely powerful. So our past lives, they know what we need in this present lifetime. They know what we need, and the right past life will always show up. And again, I'm using the word past life, but when you do a regression with the right person, right, it might start out with a past life, and all of a sudden you're taken into a future life, and all of a sudden you are taken into a time where, before you even became human, or you're taken into a life where you were an alien and you're living on another planet. Like, it just, you never know. And that's the beauty of this work, is you're taken to wherever your soul is ready to take you. So let's see here. Her second question was, how do I also discover my specific spirit guides are? Okay. So, oh man. This is something that you can absolutely do in meditation. If you're someone who meditates, you can just go into meditation and ask your spirit guides to step forward. You can also do this during dream time, right? before you fall asleep, set the intention, call in your higher self and say, higher self, can you bring to me my spirit guides so I can get to know them in dream time, right? And see what happens. You can also do like a reading with a qualified practitioner or healer, and they can guide you to your spirit guides, and then you can connect. It's like, for me, when I'm doing that work, I am basically opening that path for you. So once that channel is open, you don't need me anymore to work with your spirit guides or to connect with your spirit guides, right? So I just open that channel. You get to see your spirit guides, and now every time you want to connect, you have access. Like, it just opens it up so that you can continue the work from then on. I know everybody does the work differently, so again, finding the right person to work with is very important. Again, every time you are allowing someone to come into your sacred psyche, your sacred consciousness, you got to be picky. You have to be picky, okay? Choose the right people who are worthy of experiencing your consciousness. You know, we tend to think that is about the practitioner, right? Like, the practitioner has to be really, really good. No. It's your sacred consciousness. It's your divine consciousness. You got to be picky at who you say, hey, come in, enter, and help me explore and open up myself, right? So yeah, you can do meditations, and right now there's like so many meditations. You know, Spotify, you can just go in there and type in, or even iTunes, type in spirit guide meditations. If you want guided meditations, you can find that. YouTube videos, there's so many of that. You can also set the intention with dream time so that your guides will step through, and the third one will be actually working with someone to open up that channel and kind of like do this introduction thing and step out of it so that you now have access and connection to your spirit guide or guides. They're incredible to work with. I love them so much. At the beginning, there was one that was always in. He was a guy, just beautiful, Native American guy. He looked native, like beautiful, braided, dark, long hair, and he was so witty. He was so funny. He would always give me a hard time. He was just so handsome, and would always meet in my sacred garden, my lotus garden, and would just talk. And he would always guide me and give me advice, or, you know, bring the right other guides to me, right? And, you know, when we talk about spirit guides, it can be a being, like a person. It can be animal. It can be crystal. You have to, again, open up. You know, like, I have crystal guides. I have animal guides. I have, you know, like, you know, beings, you know, from ascended masters to angels to archangels to even people that used to live on this planet who are now serving as spirit guides for humanity. I mean, it's incredible what we have access to. So, Christina, let me know if this answered your question. And so next week I will be posting this prompt again, and just post on there any questions about spirituality, your spiritual journey, connecting with your higher self, your soul gifts. Just post any questions there, and I would love to answer them. The more questions, the merrier, because then I can chat more about it. This is my jam. I can talk about this all day. So, Christina, thank you for opening this up with these delicious topics. So, if there's no other questions, thank you for receiving this, and I hope you have a fabulous, fabulous weekend, and I will talk to you next week. Bye, everyone, from my heart to yours.